So which Tundra TRD Pro is the better buy? We have a third gen brand new versus a tried and true second gen. So for those of you that are new, this is my new to me 2019 Tundra TRD Pro in Voodoo Blue. Picked it up about a month and a half ago, and this thing has 28,000 miles on it. I am no stranger to the third gen Tundra. I've actually owned two of them. I had a white SR5 and I had a magnetic gray metallic platinum. I just traded in the platinum for that Voodoo Blue Tundra over there because a lot of people said that the second gen is better than the new third gen. And while I do think that's true in some regards, there is things that this truck does that just blow that one out of the water. So we'll start with the exterior before going on into the interior, but you can tell that Toyota has kept the TRD Pro kind of DNA throughout the years, starting with the Heritage Grille. The Heritage Grille up here on mine, we have kind of like this honeycomb look to it. The truck too has two fake hood vents right here for all the fake air to go to the naturally aspirated 5.7 liter V8. We have some kind of nice blacked out housings for our lights right here. And then we also have some rigid fog lights down there at the bottom. Now the new Tundra TRD Pro over here, we have a bunch more lights kind of. And the reason for that is because this truck is a bit wider than DOT standards. So what Toyota had to do with that was give it these marker lights in the grille. People call them Raptor lights, but they are marker lights because the truck is a little bit wider, and that is due to these textured over fenders right here to kind of allow the tire to be a little bit flush because this truck is an extra inch or so of width over a normal third gen Tundra. We also have some upgraded premium headlights with projector housing, DRL, but no rigid fogs. Instead, Toyota decided to give us just a light bar right here in the grille. Going down the side of Old Blue over here, kind of a bubbled look to it, whereas with the third gen, Toyota really tried to chisel this one out. Some people say it looks like a GMC or a Chevy on the side. I feel like it looks like a more evolved kind of third gen Tacoma to me. The wheels down here, Toyota went with some BBS 18-inch wheels. These ones are forged, and then back behind that, we have a TRD upper control arms. We also have newer Fox shocks. You can see the TRD sway bar down there, right there next to the skid plate. And over here, on mine, you only get Fox shocks with this generation. You didn't get different upper control arms, but they did keep with the BBS wheels, and of course, classic second gen Tundra style, they are a 5-lug. But as we go down the side of this one, you can see it says TRD Pro right here on the hood. Nothing really on this truck says TRD Pro. You have an iForce badge right here, blacked out Tundra logo down there at the bottom. No Tundra logos right here. However, as we get to the back, second gen Tundra says TRD Pro right here on the bed, whereas on the third gen, even with more technical camo, we have it right there on the tailgate, again with our 3 marker lights right here. Automatic tailgate on this one, which is cool, or automatic lowering and dampening. It has like a kind of electronic sensor. You can also allow that to go down right here on the rear brake light, which is pretty cool. The 2025 models of Tundras, this will all be automatic. So if I want to lift up the tailgate, it will go up automatically, which is pretty nice. Over here on the second gen, pretty old school, no buttons, no nothing, just a good old manual tailgate. It is dampened, and this bed is significantly bigger, I feel, than that third gen over there. We still do have the bed rails and stuff on it. I got the last fit floor mat in this one, which I'll be doing a video for you guys. But because it's not a composite bed, I feel like it's a little bit wider, and they're able to go deeper into the fender wells right there. Whereas you'll see on this one, we kind of lose a bit of that width. I feel like this bed is a tad bit kind of deeper, just a little bit deeper. But again, we don't have all the room over there on the side. I do wish that Toyota would integrate some cubbies right here, kind of like they do the Tacoma. However, we do have an inverter on this one, which we don't have over on the second gen. And then we also have some nice bed lighting in here too, which is pretty sweet. The one thing though that I don't like with this Tundra is that when that tailgate is down, because they do have an integrated wrapped in bumper, you can't really step into it. Whereas if I wanted to, I could step on the bumper right here of this one to get into the bed of the truck. Both of these also have a TRD exhaust, so the Tundra, the third gen, just has a dual tip kind of out the back, only on one side, whereas the TRD Pro over here, we have a dual exit. So we have one on this side, and we also have the other one on this side. Now, for everyone saying that the 3rd Gen Tundra has so much plastic, guys, are you just like kind of forgetful as to what it came from? Holy smokes, man. There is plastic everywhere on this truck. Only soft touch we have is right here and a little bit right here on the door. Aside from that, the absolute rest of this truck is plastic. We do have tiny bit right there on the dash, right? But plastic dash, plastic center console. We do have a little bit more of a material right here, which I am replacing on mine. I had to add this wireless charger. No CarPlay in this, but they did add that in 2020 along with the dual climate control. We do not have heated seats. However, 2nd Gen Tundra did get that as well for 2020. But aside from that, that's really all the stuff in here. Got some switches right here. You also have the integrated brake controller over there. No multi-terrain select, no crawl control, no rear locker, none of that stuff in this one. Again, it was literally an SR5 that they put Fox shocks on and a little bit of TRD Pro badging. And some of that badging too comes into the seat right here. The one thing though that I do like is that the 2nd Gen does have a massive rear seat. Again, just some soft touch material right here and right here. The rest of this whole massive door is all plastic. We have vents right here in the back with a 12-volt outlet, right? Tons of space. However, this seat, I had to do a modification to add the rear storage space, but at least you can get rear storage space in this truck. And then these seats do not fold back. No JBL sound system, no subwoofer, none of that stuff in mine. But again, that did come to the Tundra platform in 2020 for the TRD Pro. And this isn't me hyping up the 3rd Gen. I'm just being real with you guys after, you know, having both for a while. Soft touch material here, here, and here. So one more spot in the door, which is nice. On the center console, we have some soft touch right here where your knee would go. TRD shifter, which mine had over there too. On the dash over here, we have some soft touch material along with Toyota spelt out heritage style. I do wish though that this Tundra TRD Pro was built off the Platinum. It is built off the Limited. Mine over there was built off the SR5 when they came back in 2020 with the kind of little bit extra of a refresh. It was then built off the Limited. Feel like for the price that these trucks are going for, they should be built off of the Platinum grade, because with that you would get soft touch more materials up here. You do get heated and ventilated seats in this one, which the 2nd Gen only gets heated seats, right? So these are a nice textured camo. You do have a full panoramic moonroof instead of just a normal moonroof. But when you come back to the back seats, again, soft touch materials here on the doors, but they're just seats back here, right? Whereas if this was built off the Platinum grade, you would have like nice heated and ventilated seats, but you don't have any of that back here. You do have a little bit of storage for the rear occupants, USB-Cs, USB-A, and a full inverter right there. Whereas again, on that truck, you just had the DC outlet. And no storage under here, under these seats because of the hybrid battery. However, you are able to pull these guys down to give you some storage a little bit in the back. But again, plastic on the doors, but we do have soft touch material here and here. So I mean, when people say that this truck is very plasticky compared to that one over there, it's the same. Like if not, the 2nd Gen to me is actually a little bit worse, because even still on this one, we have soft touch materials right here on the dash. This one we do also have a heated steering wheel, which is nice, our TRD light bar. You also have all of the stuff up here, like I said, the heated and ventilated seats. And too, with this, we have a full 360 camera view, trailer backup assist. We have our rear locker, and then all of our crawl control and multi-terrain select features right up in here. So now as for driving this one, we have a grab handle back on it too, right? Come inside, pretty comfortable. Got a good amount of adjustment here in the seats, and also with the steering wheel too, telescoping and stuff. This truck has some wind noise, has some creaks and rattles and stuff. It's a truck at the end of the day. However, it does drive more car-like with the electronic steering wheel, multi-link rear suspension. So you expect it, it's kind of this weird hybrid, right? Like, no pun intended, because it is a hybrid. But you still have a like loud kind of truckiness with it, with creaks and rattles, which in 2024, you don't want, right? It's 2024, it's a $70,000 truck. But then it also drives car-like too, which is kind of weird. But I'm in my driving position. Maybe you can come up just a tad bit closer. We'll check out the rear seat space. Grab handle again to get in. Tons of space back here still too. 5'11". Kind of losing just a tad bit right here on the head. However, for legs, pretty comfortable back here, guys. I know that this one did shrink compared to that one, which we're about to get into, but me at almost 6 foot, God didn't give me 6 foot, still have a good amount of space back here. Now to get into this TRD Pro, no grab handle. For some reason, Toyota got rid of that in this truck. They had it, and then I think they got rid of it at the refresh. But this one, you sit up higher, more truck-like for sure. You feel bits of the road. It's a hydraulic steering wheel, so you feel a lot more truck-like with this one. However, that being said, this truck is 12 years into its model year, whereas that one's only 3. So Toyota has some time to fix some things. But this truck is dead quiet. It is dead quiet, going 80, 85 miles an hour. I barely hear any wind noise. There is no creaks and rattles at all. This thing is a tank. It is really a tank. This is my seating position. Pretty comfortable. Not too much adjustment, really. Right here, it's just back and forth. It's kind of the same as that one over there, but good amount of space here. And I feel like I have just a tad bit more headroom in this one. Let's go to the back real quick. And as we get on into the back, grab handle again. Lot of space here, and since I'm able to kind of slouch down a little bit more, I do have some more headspace. But again, they shrunk that cab just a little bit on that Tundra, but like at my driving position at 5'11", the cabs are still big. Like there's still pretty big cabins back here, so I don't see it being that big of a complaint that they really did shrink this one down a tad. Like, look at this. I mean, I have tons of room still here, and I had a good amount of room too in that truck over there. But to some, this is where the deal breaker is for the new truck. Twin turbo V6. However, this one is standard as a hybrid, whereas on this guy over here, we have the tried and true 5.7 liter V8. Now, this truck, compared to this one, that one drives so much better. It drives so much better. I'm sorry, guys. The power in it, the 10-speed transmission, this one drives a lot better. Now, I averaged on this tank of this one 17.4. I don't know why. That's just what it was. Tons of idle time and stuff with it. Some freeway driving, a lot of city while I had it for my week. This one over here, I'm averaging about 16. Now, that is kind of pathetic that this one is a hybrid, right? I know that it's a hybrid for power. You have tons of torque, tons of horsepower in this one. It drives better. It's supposed to get better gas mileage. I don't know why, but I was just averaging around 18. Didn't really try to hypermile it. While as this one too, just driving it over here. A little bit tired of an engine, right? It's still, when you floor it though, it gets up and goes no problem. However, this one will be definitely hard to crack that 20 miles per gallon. Whereas this one over here, if you really try to hypermile it, you could definitely crack your 20 miles per gallon. But again, 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 is the new I-Force of the Tundra. And then the I-Force Max is once you add in the hybrid generator that goes in between the flywheel of this engine and the 10-speed transmission. Over here, second gen, 5.7 liter V8, 6-speed automatic transmission. That's pretty much the only way you could get these later model Tundras. So for a TRD Pro though, which one would I want to get? Well, of these two, I think as of right now, it would be the second gen. It would be the second gen for sure. And the reason for that is it just looks really cool. It holds its value really well. These trucks are a bit expensive, right? When these ones came out, they're about $16,000 more almost than the outgoing TRD Pro, right? These ones started at about 69-ish, almost 70, whereas these ones were wrapping up their model year at around 55. So I guess like 14 to 15 or so. I picked up this one. I hate saying this, but it's just where the market is at right now. I picked this one up for about 50, and I can't remember the MSRP of this one, but I'll put it right here on the screen. I want to say it's about 74. So $24,000 difference to get into a brand new truck versus you could get into a tried and true as well. I am very confident that if I wanted to sell this one in, let's say, like a year or 2 years, that I wouldn't lose that much money. However, if I got into this truck right now at MSRP, or maybe a smidge under right now because of the Tundra stuff going on, I feel like I would lose a bit more money on that one. It's just how things are with these older trucks right now. But which one would you guys pick? Let me know down in the comment section. I appreciate y'all watching, and I will catch you in the next one. All right, see you later.